everyone, and welcome to Dunks and Discussions Episode 2. I'm your host, Michael Riley, and today I am with a guest, Nate Koon. Say hello,
What's
Nate.
up?
So, no webcam for Nate today. I
No,
was unaware until we started, honestly, but it
I
is
didn't
what it
really
is.
even think about it until we started either. It's because we haven't done any podcast episodes, and I haven't really
In a
ever
long
hopped
time.
on like Facecam and Discord, so I did not think about it until we just hopped on.
It's totally fine, totally fine. As always, we're going to be talking about basketball. And by as always, I mean episode 2. So, like last time, we'll be talking about NBA basketball. We're going to go through, I'm going to ask Nate a little bit about what they think about the NBA and basketball in general. We'll go through our thoughts in the NBA season so far. It's been talked to death a little bit, but we're going to go down the ESPN Top 100 and go over some players from that. And then, as always, we're going to finish with where were they coworkers, because that's just so much fun. So, yeah, Nate, what's your background on NBA basketball or just basketball in general? What do you think of it? Favorite teams, favorite players growing up, favorite players now, anything like that? Free reign to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I've not been, for the most part, like a huge NBA fan most of my life. Definitely not currently. I've really only just this last season kind of gotten interested in the NBA again. A big part of that was getting a lot more interested in college basketball. And just kind of like following the NBA draft process and some of that kind of got my interest renewed in the NBA. Admittedly, the the Damian Lillard trade to Milwaukee, um, for whatever reason, not like when I previously followed the NBA, I would say I was a Bucks fan. I think randomly a lot of that was probably just playing with Giannis a lot in whichever I think it would be 2K14. I had on
Probably.
that I just played the crap out of. Usually played the Bucks because the Bucks were among the worst teams in that game. So the best team for like a rebuild. Used all the Giannis, so it was just kind of a Giannis fan. Not really before he was good, I guess, but like
Kind of.
when Giannis became good, it was like, oh, I remember that dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Bucks getting Damian Lillard and just kind of the amount of attention that generated sort of got my interest renewed in the NBA season. Started doing more research. We did a fantasy basketball league, and that kind of also just the research for that. Had a little bit more investment as well. But prior to that, really have not followed. I followed the NBA, I guess, somewhat actively in high school. Largely, it was like you and I playing 2K back in like middle
Mm-hmm.
school was
Yeah.
my primary exposure to the NBA, and what kind of got me largely interested. At that point, I would say I was largely interested in like the historical aspect. Um, but the first NBA game I can remember watching was I think game. Oh, how many games did the Heat Thunder final go to? It was whatever the last game
Uh,
of that one
that one
was.
went 5, I believe.
So it would have been game five. I was at a camp in, oh, what would that have been? Sixth grade?
Yeah, or somewhere around there, 6th or 7th. Yeah.
Whichever grade I was in at the time. I remember we were doing like a camp at the U of I, and that game was on one of the TVs in the cafeteria. Just watched like the end of it, seeing the Heat win the final. Um, just a random. There's not really much more to it than I just remembered that was the first NBA game I watched or like remember watching. Um, but
That's
yeah,
crazy.
excited to. I've been kind of following the NBA somewhat closely. This season, haven't had an opportunity to watch too many games. Watched a little bit of this Lakers Kings game. Watched a few on opening day, but um, yeah, never a huge NBA fan, but getting more back into it, and have always kind of loosely followed it. At least like the big happenings or
Yeah.
storylines.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's hard to watch. It's a long season. It's hard to watch every game. And then I totally understand being like kind of off and on, mostly off, because the NBA is probably the easiest. Maybe not, maybe, but I feel like it's the easiest sport to be a casual. You can kind of just look at highlights and box scores and still pay attention to the NBA fairly well. I mean,
Hmm.
you'd be a casual, but it's easier to be a casual than maybe with other sports, especially like baseball with so many games, so many players. You know, I get that. It's crazy you remember your first NBA game. I remember my I don't remember exactly what game it was, but the first time I watched an NBA game was when Cartoon Network for 1 year did this NBA show thing where they would have either for in a half hour or an hour long allotment slot. They would play a condensed NBA game, and I remember watching one, and it was the Heat, and it was the first year. I think it was 2010-11, the year LeBron went there. I watched the Heat, and I was like, "Oh wow, those guys are cool." And that guy's been my favorite player now, LeBron, and the Heat have been my favorite player, my favorite team since then. But I have no idea who they played in that game.
Huh.
No, no idea.
Cartoon Network with the NBA broadcast.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember that. I don't remember what it was called, but they did that for 1 year. One
They just did
year.
condensed games on
Yeah, they
Cartoon
were definitely
Network.
condensed games because yeah, they weren't like showing and it was more than highlights. Because I remember they would have like little segments where if a guy blocked it out of bounds, like they'd be like, oh, blocking out of bounds, like something would pop up on the screen that'd be like, blocking out of bounds might look cool, but what's better is to block it and have it stay in bounds so your team can get the ball. It'd like be teaching kids the game, kind of like how they do with the Nickelodeon slime NFL games now.
I was
They're like,
actually going to ask if it was kind of similar to that, where it was like played up for the kids. Also, that's better to block it inbound.
yeah, it was
Fucking
something like that.
just got Steve, or wow, was that his name? Steve Fisher. Fucking, I don't know why he's the old head basketball coach. Bobby, let's just say Bobby Knight. That makes more sense. It's like old head basketball coach barking at you on the Cartoon Network broadcast. Those
Yeah, I mean,
dunks may look flashy. That Dwight Howard guy, he's not going nowhere.
Dwight Howard's in Taiwan now.
Yeah, maybe maybe shouldn't have brought up Dwight Howard right
Hey, he
now.
got a ring,
He
so
did. He did get a ring.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. I think I've talked about. Well, I just talked a little bit about my background. I talked about my first game. I just don't remember the. It was on Cartoon Network. So I guess we can just go on to our thoughts, maybe of the season so far. There's only been every team's only played 2 or 3 games at the time of recording this, so there's
Mhm.
not a whole lot to go off of. But at the same time, there's so much to go off of. So I don't know if you want to start, if you want me to start.
Yeah, I've the little bit I've been following. Most honestly, mostly been following teams that I have players for my fantasy squad on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Blazers, man, not not looking great. The
No.
two Blazers players that I hitched my wagon to were Scoot Henderson and DeAndre Ayton. Um, Thinking like, man, Scoot is just one of the better like point guard prospects I've seen. Like, I don't really follow the overtime elite guy or like the G League um, route guys like I do the college guys, but like just seeing, I guess just it was mostly just seeing Scoot's highlights. It was just like, dude, this guy's insane. Like, there's no way this dude won't be good immediately. And the DeAndre Ayton, it just felt like the amount of disrespect this dude's been getting, and like just the fact that he not I mean he wasn't a throw in this trade, obviously going to Portland, but like very clearly felt like kind of forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what? Like, I was really feeling the Scoot DeAndre Ayton stack. It's like, who else is gonna be scoring points for the Blazers? And apparently the answer was nobody. Um,
Yeah.
Fucking
Especially. Yeah.
Shaden Sharp's ass, like Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah.
What are these dudes doing, taking points away from Scoot and Ayton? But
I mean, Shaden Sharp. He was a lottery pick.
he
But
was, I don't want this picture. He was nutty in college.
now the Blazers. I was looking for it right now. For some reason, I can't find my document I had of my standings predictions. But um, yeah, no, the Blazers. I did not expect to be good this year. I think thought they'd be like last, maybe in the NBA. Um, but that's just kind of how it is. You trade away Dame, and you get a whole ragtag group of guys with that's relying on a bunch of young guys. And now Anthony Simons is out for 4 to 6 weeks till probably Christmas. So
Ooh, that is not ideal.
yeah, no, not ideal at all. But yeah, we'll see what they can do. Oh yeah, here it is. I think I. Oh yeah, I had them last in the West. So I
You had
don't
them
know.
last in the West.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm saying that. Like I could tell you who I would who I would have last in the West over them or under them. But
yeah, yeah. It's a tough situation, but those players will pick it up. DeAndre Ayton, I don't know if you saw it. There was a clip that went kind of viral in the NBA community last year of them playing the Nuggets, and I think it was Jokic. Jokic throws up a shot, and like Aiton was guarding him, and Aiton sort of like backs up under the hoop, and Jokic and Kevin Durant are in there fighting for a rebound, and Aiton's just sort of like he's just sort of like standing there, and then he like comes in at the last second, and I think Jokic misses, and Durant gets the rebound. And I don't know, and people have just seen that clip so much, and Aiton looks very soft in that clip, is what
hmm
people say, and people use that clip to basically be like, that right there is evidence of how he's just not the guy. I was recently looking at his numbers, and his numbers during his time in Phoenix were pretty good, but yeah, I don't know how much of that is on him as much as maybe Chris Paul coming and setting up scoring opportunities for him. But yeah, the Blazers are not going to be very good this year.
Also, I want to call this out because I just had this realization while you were talking,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to call myself out before anybody else gives me shit for this. Uh, I don't know who I was mixing Shaden Sharp up with. Shaden Sharp did not play in college. He like committed to Kentucky and then didn't play a game.
Oh, damn! I thought he played for some reason. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know who I was thinking of over him, but then I like said that out loud and was like, wait a minute, did Shaden Sharp actually play? And he did not.
Hmm,
So
that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. The Lakers so far have started 1-2 with the loss today. But overall, I think they've looked good. Lost to two good teams, and they beat a good team. So, um, yeah, I don't know if I have a lot to say on them. I kind of need to see more. LeBron and Anthony Davis are doing their thing. Someone needs to consistently step up. Someone does, because right now, D'Lo, Austin Reeves are kind of like going back and forth between who will step up. No one on the bench is consistently showing up, even though I would really like it to be Rui. I want Rui to be a really good six man. Um, but even through 3 games, losing record, I feel pretty good about them. As far as the Miami Heat go, they're also 1-2. They
oh,
they lost. They won their first game against the Pistons, lost to the Celtics, and then lost to the Timberwolves. And Jimmy didn't even play because he was resting. I don't know why he was resting, but whatever. I thought they were trying to like stop resting this year. It doesn't seem like it's worked. I feel all right about them too, but again, I had them being like a 5 seed in the East this year. They just made no improvements to last year. But as far as the season's started, Bam has looked good, Jimmy's looked good, Tyler's looked good, and they should be able to win enough games. That's enough about me talking about my own teams.
speaking of the Pistons, Jalen Duren, man,
Oh yeah,
he has been ridiculous to
oh
start
yeah,
this year. He is very much stuck out in my just kind of box score perusing. Dude's putting up what, like 15, 15, and 4. Like,
something like that. I have him in fantasy, and I'm
oh, what a
very
pick.
excited. Yeah, very excited. He's going to be really good. The Pistons are a very good team. Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren are picking up right where people in the summer said they left off, because Team USA minicamp, they were apparently killing Team USA on the practice, like they were on the practice squad playing Team USA. Everyone
hmm
was like, Cade and Jalen are just killing us out there,
What about the
and
13 other players on the roster, Mike?
no one talked about them. They just said Cade and Jalen Duren, and that they were a 1-2 punch, and they've continued to do it. I don't know if playoffs is in their future, but maybe a play-in appearance if they can win enough games. Uh, I don't know. I haven't watched enough of them. I just watched that first game, but
Hey,
they
they're
have a lot of
fifth
young
in
talent.
fifth in the East right now. That's
Oh,
for what
hey,
that's worth.
not a lot, but
Not a
it's
lot.
that's cool. It's cool. The Pacers are number 1 right now, I think. So
Oh, damn.
Maybe
Good for
they're
them.
2-0, two I think. So yeah, undefeated. Um, we have to talk about it a little bit. Victor Wembanyama has been playing, and he's been very cool to watch, but the numbers at the same time have also been like slightly underwhelming. But
Hmm.
he's a freak of nature, and he's going to figure it out.
Yeah, that was the main thing. I felt like I didn't watch a ton of the. I did watch a little bit of the Spurs Maverick of his debut there against the Mavs, but mostly from what I was seeing, it was a lot of people saying like when this guy when this guy like fully figures it out, it's going to be ridiculous, and he like already looks pretty good. But it was just kind of the Luca show, like Luke.
Yeah,
I saw a handful of clips of Luca kind of just making him look silly, not even in like a like just make like I say making them look silly, not even in like a oh my god, this dude looks like an idiot way. Just like Luca's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. Luca is crazy. Honestly, if the Mavericks were to have a solid year and make the playoffs, I could see this being a Luka Doncic MVP year. He's had the numbers since his second year in the league. Now he just needs the like regular season success, I guess, to go along with it. And I don't know if he has that good of a team, but he's good enough to carry the team and do it himself. So we'll see.
I'm just
But
kind of baffled, like as someone who doesn't follow the NBA super closely and hasn't the last couple years. And I know he hasn't been there. I know Kyrie hasn't been in Dallas the full last couple years. How is it actually possible that a team with Kyrie and Luca wasn't good last year? Like,
yeah,
how does that happen? Like, the LeBron Cavs teams were making the playoffs and like getting high seeds in the East. How did those two not do anything?
yeah. So I didn't really watch their downfall. I just the game, each game, but I don't know. After they traded for Kyrie, all of a sudden the Mavericks just couldn't win a game. You would check the box score, and Kyrie and Luca would both have done their thing, but the pieces around them just weren't good enough. They didn't have any. It's a problem they still have. They didn't have any good big men, and I think that just hurts them so much when you have to go so small and um, you don't have any big men to go against the big bodies that are in the NBA. Like going small was the thing 10 years ago when the Warriors were doing it. Going small does not work as well currently because of how much size is coming back to the NBA. You
Hmm.
got Jokic, Embiid, Chet, Wembenyama. There's a bunch of tall guys that are coming into the league and starting to dominate again. Um, and yeah, they just couldn't finish games, couldn't win games. They were losing to some bad teams. A lot of teams were competing for the playoffs, and they just couldn't seem to beat any of them. And they kept falling and falling until eventually they were not even in the play-in. They finished as the 11th seed. So I don't really know exactly what went wrong, but I have a feeling they might not be as bad this time around, especially with how good Luca has started. Luca also, I think he was maybe fizzling out. I think he's done that the last couple of years. He starts off really good, and I think maybe his numbers. I don't have any facts to support this. I've not looked into it, but I wonder if maybe he fizzles out a little bit of trying to carry the load, and even with Kyrie, it wasn't enough. But I have no idea if that's true or not. Um, but they look like they should be competitive this year. I think I still had them missing the. No, I had them in the play-in. I had them in the play-in tournament, so they should have a shot at making playoffs.
Yeah, it's just like it reminds me a lot of like I don't know how closely you followed baseball the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think of the Padres, where it's like you look at the Padres roster, just like how is it possible that this team misses the playoffs?
Yeah,
Like this is like potential all stars all the way up the batting lineup, and like three aces out of the starting rotation, and one of the better bullpens in baseball. And like obviously in the NBA, like I can't speak to the supporting cast around Kyrie and Luca the last couple years. Like for all I know, the other 13 were kind of just terrible. Um, so it's not like an exact comparison. Like the Padres feel very loaded kind of all the way up and down. Um, it just feels crazy. Like two stars of that caliber, and they can't make the playoffs. Which yeah, I get that they're like a second half collapse. That makes more sense
Hmm.
than just like being a consistently terrible team. But I guess you said like they just stopped winning after Kyrie came over,
It,
which is
it 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 was bad,
insane to me.
and it wasn't his fault. He was playing well. They couldn't finish games. It seemed like, and they were in the play-in, or I think they were even probably the sixth seed uh, at one point, and then they slipped all the way to 11.
Ugh.
It was crazy. I don't know how, but I have a feeling it probably won't happen again this year. I think those two players are just too good that they'll probably make it at least to the play-in.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I hope so.
yeah, the West is just way more stacked than the East as well. There is that problem. The East was also cluttered when it came to the play-in race last year, but it was cluttered with, even though the records were similar with some of the teams, it just felt like they were cluttered with more mid teams.
Hmm.
Like, the Raptors and Bulls were right there and had a similar record to the Pelicans and Thunder last year, but in my head, the Thunder and Pelicans were scarier than the Raptors and the Bulls. And that just still holds true this year. The West is just way more loaded. There's 11 teams that could fight for the 10 play-in spots, and someone's going to have to not make it. And it's going to be interesting to see. The East just has a couple more, like, there are heads of the snake in the East
I'm just
with
confused.
Milwaukee and
Like
Boston.
it feels like that. I feel like people have been saying that maybe this has not been the case. Maybe there was a period in between where this wasn't the case. I feel like I've been hearing that the East is just worse than the West like my entire life. What's up with that?
Yeah, honestly, I think that maybe for a few years there it swapped, but because it just seemed like a lot of these teams in the East were going to be better than they were. The Bulls 2 years ago looked like they were going to be good with Lonzo and Demar and Zach and Vucevic. Then Lonzo got hurt and they have just sucked. The Brooklyn Nets looked like they were going to be good with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Then they decided to blow it up, and now they're just kind of like a who knows team. Um, it's just harder right now. Even the Sixers have Joel Embiid, and they're still supposed to be good this year, but they don't have Harden, and they might not even get anything for Harden, so they're kind of objectively worse than last year. The Hawks, I mean, no one at this point's scared of the Hawks. People never take the Heat seriously until the playoffs, and unless Jimmy, wills them to victory. I don't know. It's just something about it. The West stays being a little more stacked for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a fun start to the year though. The last few years have been fun. I for me personally, I didn't like. I know that you weren't really paying attention to basketball as much, but I did not like the first year following the bubble, the 2020 2021 season. I did not like that season. That season was not very fun to me. But the last two seasons, the 21-22 and the 22-23, have both been very fun seasons to watch.
Was 20 Wait a minute. Was 2020 2021 the season the Lakers were ass? Is that why it wasn't fun?
No, they were good that year. They made playoffs.
Which one was that?
That
Was
was
it
the year
1920?
21. No, 1920 they won the bubble. 21-22
Oh
is
yeah,
when
I'm
they were
dumb.
ass.
20,
They
wait,
were
21-22 was when they were ass?
Yes. So Westbrook was on the Wizards. He played in the 21
Oh,
playoffs. I think he was like all right. And then in the 21 offseason, they traded for Russell Westbrook. He played a full year with the Lakers. They were the 11th seed, missed the play in. This past year, he was still on the team to start the year. They traded him midseason. Um,
they start
and
popping off the clips, right?
then he started popping off the Clips, but then the Lakers also started popping off after they traded away him and Pat Bev and some other guys, and they made the conference finals.
How'd
No,
that
no, no.
go?
Well, not, not very good, but but no, no, no. The 2021 season, the Lakers with the 7th seed, they lost in the first round to the Suns, who made the finals that year. But no, the reason I didn't like that year is because people always talk about the the bubble season. That's the 1920, and they say they hate the bubble. But I think the following year is way worse because there was just so many problems that year. They because they went back to arenas, but they had no fans.
Hmm.
They had to test for COVID before and after every game, I think, or at least after. So many players got COVID during that time because it was 2021, so that was when people were getting COVID, like just for leaving the house. So players were getting COVID, sitting out, missing a week at a time because once you get COVID, they had to quarantine and couldn't do anything. Like players, the Toronto Raptors had to play in Tampa the whole year because they couldn't go to Canada and play in Canada. It was just a crazy year. By the end of the year, they were finally letting fans in. It was just way more Mickey Mouse than the bubble ever was because the bubble was everyone in the same place. You play basketball every day.
Hmm.
This other one was you can go home, wear your mask, you got to come in, get tested before and after, and it was just kind of a shit show. I'm not taking away. I'm not trying to say the Bucks didn't win the championship or anything. They still won the championship because everyone had the same what am I trying to say? They all had to do the same thing. So it's not like they had an unfair advantage. But if any year was Mickey Mouse, the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks made the conference finals that year. Like, does it get more Mickey Mouse than that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sorry,
No, that's
Hawks fans.
funny enough. That's actually okay. I guess not the exact same way. With college basketball, it's harder to say that because the whole last tournament got canceled in 2020. So that
Yeah.
kind of just trumps everything else in terms of suckage. But the 2021 season was exactly the same way, where it's like so many teams have these long COVID stoppages. So by the end of the year, when they're evaluating tournament resumes, you have teams like Gonzaga was really lucky. They didn't really have any of that. So by the
Mm-hmm.
time they played a pretty normal amount of games leading up to the NCAA tournament, you've got teams that played so you got them played like 30 some games. You got teams that played like 24. You got some teams that played like 18.
Jeez, that's yeah.
Um, like I think I remember there was somebody in the WCC that year who played like 15 games, where it's just like so many teams were just like vastly disproportionately affected by COVID stoppages and stuff like that. It was just insane. I'm pretty sure the Ivy League just like canceled their season. I don't think the Ivy League played that year. um, no,
That's
yeah, they
crazy.
they definitely didn't. The entire Ivy League, which just didn't play that year. Yeah, it was just very, very strange. It was very annoying, and that ultimately culminated in oh, who was it? It was I think it was VCU with Bones Highland uh, in the tournament. They were matched up against Oregon in the first round, and then they didn't get to play because the team got COVID. So Oregon just got advanced to the next round.
Oh my God,
I think
yeah.
that was the Bones Highland year.
I remember that
I mean, it was
happening.
one of them. Bones Highland was there for a little bit,
I'm just
but
saying, 2020 is not Mickey Mouse. 2021 is what was Mickey Mouse. Okay, people. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. 2020 was a little Mickey Mouse.
2020 was not nearly as Mickey Mouse, but
I hate
I digress.
God, the 2020 just sucks. Just overall,
Hot take.
hot take. 2020 blows. Because yeah, MLB is the same way. Where it's just like, granted, they got through a lot more of the NBA season percentage wise than
Mm-hmm.
they did of the MLB season. Like 60 games was a
60
little
games is
ridiculous.
not a
I
lot.
I
That
won't I
is.
won't lie. But I'm just so tired of hearing about that this season being Mickey Mouse or just like people shitting on this. It's like, listen, fuck it. What was the team that won the World Series that you're supposed to do? What could the Dodgers
Yeah.
what could the Dodgers have done better?
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
That one's yeah, that one's just tougher.
It's
It's just
pretty Mickey Mouse, but like I
the
think it's less
playoffs. Weren't
Mickey
the
Mouse than
playoffs
people give it
different
credit
though? So
for.
it's like they were like you had to play longer series even in the early rounds that year or
Yeah,
something.
it was 8 teams made it from each league. So
So
it was basically just the NBA playoffs that year,
yeah.
except the first round was 5 games.
Oh, okay. First round's
Um,
5.
I think that
Still
actually
though.
the first 2 rounds might have been 5. Um, But you know what? Hot take. I like the NBA style playoffs in MLB. I don't care. I'm fine with teams with losing records making it. Like the Marlins made it that year, and it was fun. Like they got they got like a mud hole stomped in their ass in the first round, but it was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think next we'll go. I think we should go talk about the top 100 a little bit. I'm gonna
Oh,
try
I'm
and
excited for this.
I'm gonna, I guess, yeah. The way I'll do it is I'll like name a player, and then you'll be telling me where you think they're ranked on ESPN's top 100.
Okay.
Um, and then I will tell you where they're actually ranked. Maybe you get them right, maybe not. If you get them right, I don't know what that says about you versus what that says about ESPN or what that says about both. But um,
Will there be any trick questions? Will you be naming players who are not on the top 100 for me?
no, I don't think so. I'm just gonna go through. I mean, I just kind of want to see if there's any vastly different opinions. I mean, we've already established that your knowledge of the NBA is a little sparse recently. So,
This is true.
you did just draft in a fantasy basketball league, so
And I
you
did
you
mention to
will
you,
have
yeah.
heard of every one of these players.
The only thing I have seen or know of from the NBA, from this ESPN Top 100 list is that Russell Westbrook got super disrespectfully snubbed.
Yes, yes,
According to most people, I should say. I'm sure there are lots of people who have zero issue with where Russell Westbrook was ranked,
yeah. You
aka
know what?
Lakers fans.
Yeah. Well, um, let's see. You know what? We'll just get started. I'll just say I'm trying to decide if I want to start. Should I start? Do you think? I'll let you pick. Well, no, I can't I can't just.
Let
Okay.
me
You
pick
know
the
what?
player.
No, 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 no. Where? I'll start with Kevin Durant. And I've also told Nate who 1 and 2 on this list were, and I'll just say it. 1 and 2 was Giannis and Jokic, so it's not going to be one of those two falling here.
Okay.
Okay, he's not 1 or 2. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. Where did ESPN rank Kevin Durant in the top 100?
Okay. So let's see. Kevin Durant. It's definitely under. They definitely put Embiid over him. Um, I'm gonna say Kevin Durant number 4.
Number 4. Uh, that is not a bad guess. Incorrect though. Incorrect. Would you like another guess, or would you just like me to tell you?
Um, I'll throw one more out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's see who else.
Give me your thought process. Who were you? Who were you thinking? You were
So
thinking. I
I
assume
so
Embiid was 3.
I was thinking Embiid was 3. So now
Okay.
so now I'm trying to think. So if KD isn't 4, who are the other NBA players above KD? I'm thinking maybe Jason Tatum. Um, trying to go team by team. I know Kawhi and Paul George have been hurt, so they're probably not above him. Domas definitely isn't above him. Oh, Curry's probably up there. Let's probably have Curry above him. God, there shouldn't be any way Devin Booker's ahead of him. Um, but I'm not 100% sure now that I said that out loud.
What number? What numbers are you leaning towards now? Then
Um, I'm gonna say number 6.
that was very close. Incorrect. He was number 7.
Who are the six
Above him
above him?
is it's Giannis 1, Jokic 2, Embiid 3, Luka Doncic number 4,
Oh, damn
and
it.
and then it was Curry 5 and Tatum 7 or 6, and then
Okay.
Durant 7. So you were just missing Luka there. And
I
you were
should have thought Luca. I knew LeBron would be in there. I kind of thought about LeBron, but I was pretty sure he wouldn't be in there. Luca definitely definitely should have thought of him.
yeah. You know what? Let's see. No, I'm interested to see what you might say. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
See, I was actually, I was, you know what? I'm gonna go really high on this because I was actually, as I was going through players for KD, I briefly thought of Shea. I was like, there's no way Shea's above KD. I'm gonna say like 12.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, I'm just going to tell you this one, is number 8, right behind Kevin Durant.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
And then rounding out the top 10, I'll just tell you, is LeBron at 9 and AD Anthony Davis at 10. So that's the top 10.
Shea, 8, huh?
That's what he is. Yep. He did have a very good year last year. I think he was all NBA first team. Um, yeah, he averaged like 31 a game on good shooting. Yeah, no, he was very good
What the
last year.
fuck? He had to be the leading scorer then, right?
No. Embiid led the league in scoring, I'm pretty sure. I think
How
Embiid
much did
averaged
fucking Embiid score?
32 or 33.
Holy
Yeah, but
shit.
yeah, but then in the playoffs he averaged 24.
Dudes don't
So,
score 30 in the NBA anymore, right? I mean,
last year
clearly dudes do because two of them did last year. But
last year a lot of players scored 30, I'm pretty sure, or close to it.
I mean, like
Um,
I guess average 30
there's
over a
there's a
season.
bit of a points inflation happening right now relative to about 10 years ago. Players are scoring more than they did.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go.
Has Braun ever scored 30?
That's about like average 30, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, he averaged 30 once or twice back in his first stint with Cleveland.
That tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's go. Kyrie Irving on the ESPN list.
Ooh.
Where does ESPN
Okay.
have Kyrie Irving?
I'm gonna throw out like 27.
That is not a bad guess. Um, the correct answer is 34.
Okay.
So
What point guards
let me
are ranked
see.
above him?
Above him, Jalen Brunson's at 32.
What?
Yeah, I honestly I can't believe that. That's kind of crazy. And it looks like I see Trey Young at 29, and even just those two is that's pretty bad. Kyrie Irving's better than both those guys.
At least like at least Trey Young's been putting up like fucking 30 and 10 in the league for like half a decade at this point. Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, yeah. Here, give me 1 second.
That's just disrespectful.
Um, yeah, no, I'd say that is Jalen Brunson had a good year last year, but I don't know if that's worthy of him being put above Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, that's insane.
yeah, that's pretty insane. Let me trying to find some other good ones. Ooh, it's kind of it's kind of hard because I want to try and James Harden.
James Harden.
I'd kind of be surprised if you were able to guess where they put him. In
What? Like
2022, he was NBA rank 11. He is lower than that this time.
excuse me. Huh. So he's got to be. At least I'm thinking he's lower than Kyrie based off the fact you're asking this after. Um, Interesting. No, you know what? Maybe I'll go a little bit higher. I'm gonna say they put James Harden at number 30.
They did not. I'll just say they put James Harden at number 43.
There's ain't no way there's 42 better players in the NBA than James Harden.
Yeah, it is pretty blasphemous. I mean, I know that he had some bad moments in the playoffs last year, but he still averaged like 21 and 11 last year. He can still score. I mean, do I want him on my favorite team? Not really, but I don't know if there's 42 players better than him. Victor Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama. I'm gonna say they put. I'm gonna say they put Victor Wembanyama at number 66.
I have a feeling that's actually probably closer to where they put Chet. Victor was ranked as a top 50 player, number 47.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I get why people were mad about that. That's actually wild.
Yeah, ahead of LaMelo Ball.
I mean,
Um,
that
well,
tracks.
he's been an all-star
Nah,
and
fuck Melo.
everything. Ahead of
That's all.
ahead of
That's what I know about the NBA.
ahead of DeAndre Ayton, also a number one pick, but honestly, maybe that's fair. Jared Allen at 50. Yeah.
Wow, 47. Good lordy.
Yeah, now I think I'll just go through the top 50 and like name some players I see, or like the fit from. I was looking at mostly the top 50. Now I'll look at the next 50. I see Zion was ranked 57.
I mean, that's just gotta be because he's hurt all the time,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like
think it
that's
is.
that's
It
just
literally is.
crazy.
That's still
There's
crazy though.
not
It's
there's
like you're
not
like,
56 dudes better than Zion.
no, there are not. They're not 56 dudes better than Zion. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, wow. I mean, there's a lot of good players in the NBA, but some of these are. Oh, Austin Reeves was number 66. Now, look, I love me some Austin Reeves, but they had him above like OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby is very fucking good. Um, Man, I don't know. I was looking through this more. Jordan Poole at number 72.
Ain't no way Austin Reeves better than Jordan Poole. I want
Yeah.
somebody I want somebody to sit down with me and look me dead in the face and tell me Jordan Poole is not as good of a player as Austin Reeves.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, here's what I'll say. And now again, hear me out. I Austin Reeves, okay. Okay, you're right. Look, I can't.
I was
Jordan Poole's
you're lucky I don't have no webcam. The looks oh no, the looks I'm giving you right now.
Jordan Poole's ability to score as a player is perhaps better, but Austin Reeves, he does all those little things, the little things, you know. But Chet Holmgren is at 73, which is one spot ahead of former number one overall pick Cade Cunningham, which is kind of crazy. Like
Has
I get Cade only played 12 games last year, but come on, like he was good in those
how
12
good has
games.
Cade been when he's played?
This year I think he's been pretty damn good. His rookie year I think he was up and down. Last year he played about 12 games. I'm pretty sure he averaged over 20 a game. But I don't know what his efficiency was. But then he got hurt. He only played 12 games. And this year I think he's about to go on a tear. People have him. Okay, people have Cade as like a favorite to win most improved player, and I'm just tired of these top picks winning most improved player. John Morant won most improved player 2 years ago. It's like he was a number two pick. He's supposed to be that good. Brandon
Yeah.
Ingram, I think, won most improved player 1 year, and he was number two or three pick. It's like yeah, sometimes these number two or three picks need a year or two before they get better. Should they get most improved for that? They're supposed to improve. They were the number two pick.
Okay,
I
who
got
should have
nothing. That year should have been. Well, I was gonna say Bam. I didn't. I honestly I forgot. Bam. I forgot Bam was even in close to winning most improved that year when I checked the voting for Brandon Ingram, and Bam was also a lottery pick. So it's like, what's the difference between number 2 and 14? Like a lot, but they're both lottery. So I don't know
Okay, let's play a little trivia time. Like, who won it last year?
who won most improved this past year. Wow, why don't I remember who just won? Oh, Laurie Markkinen.
Who won it the year before?
Um,
Let's see how far you can go back.
who won it the year before?
Impromptu. I'm turning
Oh
the trivia
no.
game on you.
Who won most improved in the 22 season? Um, Ja did win it one. Was that a year Ja won it?
That was in fact the year Ja won it. Who
Okay.
won it the year? He won it 2021.
2021 most improved player. That was the Mickey Mouse year. I was working at a pizza place all the time. I couldn't watch basketball that year.
I'll tell you,
Uh,
two players got first place votes. One of them was Jeremy Grant. He did not win it.
Jeremy
That
Grant.
won't help you at all, but
No, I don't think it will. 2021. Jeremy Grant
Jeremy
was
Grant and this player have vaguely they're the same height. That's your hint.
what the
I was gonna say they have similar builds, but they don't. There's like a 40-pound difference.
most
They're just the
improved.
same height.
Why don't I remember who won most improved 2 years ago? I should know this. They were the most improved. Julius Randle.
Julius Randle
Oh
won
wow,
it
I'm
that
pretty proud
year.
of myself.
Good job. 2019, 2020.
The 2020 season. 20. Oh, was that Brandon Ingram?
That was Brandon Ingram with four more first place votes than Bam.
All right.
Who was third that year? We'll keep going after this. I'm just curious.
Third after I don't remember that.
This follows your trend of like very high draft picks
Oh God.
ending up as most improved player candidates. It was
Um,
Luca.
it was Luca.
Yeah, Luca got
Oh
12
my
first place votes.
God. Because what was that, his second year? So he went from averaging 21 to 28, and people were like, he's most improved. It's like,
All right.
no, he's just the main focal point of the offense now that he wasn't as a rookie.
2018, 2019.
This is a tough one.
The runners, the only
Pascal
three.
Siakam.
Pascal Siakam, nice. 17, 18.
Victor Oladipo.
You got it. Holy shit. All right.
It's getting harder
Si-
now.
16, 17.
16, 17. This is the first Warriors year. Okay, this is all now. It's getting a little harder. Those 2 years, I don't know why I had those on lock.
Seven different players. Eight different players got first place votes
Oh,
that
okay,
year.
so
I'll give
2016,
you all
17.
six players who only got a single first place vote. It is
Okay,
not Mike Conley, Devin
no,
Booker,
not Devin
Bradley
Booker,
Beal,
not Bradley.
Isaiah Thomas, Otto Porter, Rudy Gobert, or James Johnson.
Or James Johnson. It's James Johnson. Okay, it's 2016, 17. Who? Okay, I'm trying to think. Wow, this one's hard. This one's a harder year.
The player who won
Most.
it averaged 23, 9, and 5
Oh damn. 23, 9, and 5.
with two each blocks and steals as well.
Holy crap, that's a pretty good year. Oh, Giannis?
It was Giannis, who was second that year. Another
Behind
another another future MVP winner. I guess
behind
that
Giannis?
kind of gives it away. There's only so many dudes. I forgot how the
Future.
NBA works.
What is it? Jokic then?
It was Jokic.
Oh damn.
Forgot know
Yeah.
three dudes total have won the MVP since that season.
Yeah.
Okay, 15, 16.
15, 16.
This
That's a
was what year of high school for us?
sophomore year, I think. Because this is the year the Cavs won.
Yeah,
15, 16. I'm trying to get
12
this.
dudes got first place votes.
Jesus, that's so many guys.
I'll give once again I'll give you all the one vote guys. Gary Harris, Andre Drummond, Kawhi Leonard, Hassan Whiteside, Jay Crowder, Will Barton.
Hmm.
And as a bonus, Draymond Green got two, Isaiah Thomas got three.
15, 16.
15, 16. This dude no longer plays for the team that he won Most Improved Player with.
I would imagine that's a long time ago now. Um,
Well, the second and third place dudes, I guess tied second and third place dudes, Curry and Giannis are still with their current teams, but
Damn, Curry. That's what Curry was an MVP in 14-15, and he almost won Most Improved in the next year. That's stupid.
He was tied for the second most votes, and the
Stupid.
other guy is out of the NBA that he was tied with.
Who's Most Improved in 15-16?
He was a number 2 on his team.
He was the number 2 on this team.
Yeah, like very clearly the second best player on this team.
CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum. Give me 14-15.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought 14-15 was CJ McCollum, so now I'm a little stumped. 14-15.
So we're back down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dudes getting first place votes. So the guys getting 5 or less votes. So I guess the guys outside of the top 3 are Tyler Zeller on the Celtics,
Good for him.
Damari Carroll on the Hawks,
Wow. Yeah.
Giannis, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, and Hassan Whiteside.
Oh man, Hassan Whiteside. Who won it in 14-15? 14-15. 14-15. Who got a little bit better that
This
year?
guy also is no longer on the same team he was on at this point. He's been on, I think,
I might be getting stumped here.
3 teams since. He's won a title since leaving the team he was on when he won Most Improved Player. This might be too obvious, but
I still don't know. I really don't know who it is. I feel like I should know this. Who?
went to college in the Big East.
The college in the Big East. 14-15. I am stumped right now. I'm stumped. Is it a big or a guard or a wing?
I think he's considered a wing. Yeah, it's definitely a wing.
A wing in 14-15 to win Most Improved. Who was getting a little better before Giannis was getting a little better?
Five-time All NBA. Jimmy fucking Butler. I didn't even have to say
Butler.
5-time All NBA. All right, 13.
Goran
14.
Dragic.
Goran fucking Dragic.
All right, that's like 10 of them. It's time for us to do Where Were They Coworkers, I think.
But can you name? Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Give me one shot at 12-13. You might actually be able to get this one. Shit.
I'm trying to think. 12-13. It's getting long ago now. Like now I'm like, dang, I was a child back then.
I know that's actually really weird to think about. 2013 was over a decade ago at this point.
12-13. James Harden?
Nah, it was that was the Paul George year.
Oh, Paul George.
James Harden. Okay, we can move on.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll finish up.
Damn, that was wild, Mike. I'm not gonna lie.
I need a couple hints on some, but we're gonna try and do Where Were They Coworkers? Yeah, sorry. We're gonna try and do Where Were They Coworkers?
Is this a segment? Is this a segment taken from another show, or is this
I don't think so. I mean, I doubt I'm the first person to ever do something like this, but I didn't take this specifically from something. No.
Oh, proud of you. I wasn't sure because you did the voice. I wasn't sure if that was like an impression.
Tab. Here, I'll try this.
This feels like it could be an inside the NBA segment.
Where were they coworkers? Can you see the screen?
It's buffering.
Okay, we'll let it buffer. Oh man, it's not going to work because I could see it not working. My connection's been kind of bad, so maybe. Oh, there it is. Can you see it on my screen? I can see it.
It's buffering. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay.
Okay, I can see
Where
it.
were they coworkers? There's probably gonna be a delay between me switching the screens, but
Okay.
there's an example.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah,
this is gonna be.
example. LeBron and Anthony Davis. You got LeBron in a Cavs jersey, Anthony Davis in a Pelicans jersey. I would ask you where were they coworkers, and you would tell me
The Lakers. This is going
the
to be
the
bad.
answer
I'm
is the
so
Lakers.
bad with player faces. This could potentially get really embarrassing if I just don't
Well, I'll tell you their
recognize the team.
name. I'll tell you
Oh,
their
okay.
name.
Okay, I can do this. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. I'll tell you their name. So that's the example. I'm going to show you two players. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't double check, but the pictures of them individually should not be of like the correct answer.
Okay,
So
that's good enough.
we're going to get started. Oh, let's get started. Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade. Where were they coworkers? What
They
team did they play
were
on?
co-workers on the Cavs, correct?
That is 100% correct. The Cleveland Cavaliers is where Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose played. Couldn't find a lot of photos, but this one works.
I was pretty sure Rose was already gone by the time D-Wade made it to Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. Dwayne Wade hit that half court shot back in the day too in our 2K game.
He did
Up
not.
next, we got
He did not.
we got
God
Will
damn
Barton. Will Barton and Gary Harris. Where were they coworkers?
They were coworkers on the Nuggets.
That is correct. Look at them. Best buds.
Let's go.
Up next, we've got George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. Where were they coworkers?
George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. Um, they were on the Kings?
That is incorrect. I will give you another shot, though.
Clippers.
That's a good guess. That is incorrect. The correct answer, I'll just go ahead and show you, is the Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks. They were actually both involved in the Drew Holiday
Oh.
trade. They traded both their asses to get Drew Holiday after they
Oh,
both
okay.
sucked in the bubble.
Did Eric Bledsoe ever play for the Kings? Am I tripping?
I don't think Eric Bledsoe ever played for the Kings. I know George Hill played for the Kings, though, so I don't
I
think it's a
was
bad guess.
so I was fairly confident about the Kings. I won't lie. That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's two more matchups.
Oh, Bledsoe played for the Suns. That's what I was thinking.
Yes,
Of.
yes.
Another purple team.
Up next, we got Paul Pierce and JJ Redick. Where were they coworkers? Two retired NBA players. Both have been on ESPN at various times. Only one works there now.
Oh, shoot.
Where were they coworkers?
It has to be the Nets, right? Did Paul Pierce play for any other teams? Nets. Final answer.
That is incorrect. Paul Pierce did play for some other teams than the Nets.
What?
So
I mean, he was on the Celtics, but he wasn't. They weren't teammates on the Celtics. Who else
I'll give you
did
that
Paul
info.
Pierce play for?
If it's easier, you can try and think of who JJ Redick's played for. Maybe it's not. I think he's played for more teams.
He's played for the Mavs. He's played for the Sixers. He's played for the Magic, I think. Was Paul Pierce on the Sixers?
I'll just give you that one. No.
Wait, where else did Paul Pierce play?
You're actually missing two teams that Paul Pierce has played on.
What?
But only one of them is the answer to this question, though.
I'm so shook. I 100% thought he was just like spent a couple of years on the Nets in peace.
Nope.
What the fuck?
For a few other stops.
Was it the Mavs?
It is not the Mavs. I think I'll just go through the answer. The correct answer is the Los Angeles Clippers.
What?
Yeah, Paul Pierce finished. Not only did Paul Pierce play in the Clippers, Paul Pierce also, before he went to the Clippers, spent a year on the Washington Wizards and played with John Wall.
I don't think I believe you.
He
What
hit a
the
game winner
fuck?
in the playoffs. that year with the Wizards. Yeah,
Wow.
he had a whole thing his last year because he retired the year after Kobe did. He had a whole thing where the Clippers played the Warriors and Draymond was yelling at him on the bench like, "You thought you was Kobe? They don't love you like that. You wanted a farewell tour? They don't love you like that." And Paul Pierce was just like sitting on the bench, just so sad, just like I can't even do his face. He was just like you could tell he was heated. But the Clippers,
Wow.
we got one last chance to do. You know, you're 2 for 4 right now. Last chance to get 3 for 5 and
Okay.
a
I
little bit
was
of
doing
redemption.
so well
The
to
la- the
start.
I do my best to try and make them a little harder as it goes on. So the last one might also be hard. We'll see. Last one is Rajon Rondo and Patrick Beverly. Wow, now that I'm saying it, I don't even remember what the answer was. So I don't think you're gonna get
Okay, so let's
it.
see. Rajon Rondo has played on the Celtics, the Lakers, the Pelicans,
I just don't even know if you
the
know that.
the Bulls, the Mavericks, I think the Clippers, maybe the Kings. Um, I think he was on the Bucks.
I don't know about
Uh,
that one.
hmm. Where the fuck did he play? Okay, Pat Bev has been on the Clippers, the Rockets, the Sixers. I guess the Rockets.
Try again. You've said the correct team.
Is it the Clippers?
It is the Los Angeles Clippers. It is the Los Angeles. Then that is all 5. I'm gonna give that to you just because I think you like psyched yourself out. It was funny because you literally said you like Rajon Rondo's been on the Celtics, the Mavs, the Clippers. Pat Bev's been on the Clippers, and I was like, oh, but
Was Rondo on the Rockets? Did I remember that right?
I don't think Rondo was ever on the Rockets.
Wow. Okay. I said like 10 different teams for Rondo.
Yeah,
I don't even know how many of them
I
he
don't
was
even think
on.
you said the Rockets the first time. You said all the correct teams. You were like the Mavs, the Kings, the Lakers, the Clippers, and I was like, oh my god, Nate said Clippers. The that's the answer. And then you even said it with Pat Bev.
That's
But
tragic. I really thought this man was on the Rockets.
no, I don't think Rajon Rondo ever played
He was
with the
not.
Rockets.
I've now looked it up. He was not.
Mm,
That's wild. I remember that. He's
mm.
also on the Hawks and Cavs, which I did not know.
Oh, I remember the Cavs, the Hawks. That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah, the last 3 years in the NBA, players just been jumping all over the place. It's been
Is it
crazy.
Melo that everybody always clowns as a Hawks legend? He like got traded there and never played.
Hmm.
That's good stuff. Hawks
Well,
legends Rajon Rondo and Carmelo Anthony.
yeah. Well, I think that about does it for this week. Week one, or the beginning of the season has now started. We are kind of getting into like the first full week now that it started on Tuesday. Now we're starting on a Monday of the NBA season. We're gonna get into some real stuff. Oh, the in season tournament begins on Friday. First games all happen, so that's exciting. Um, yeah. Other than that, thanks for being here, Nate. Thanks for talking hoops with me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. This is a great time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure maybe we'll have another time. We'll have you on in a few weeks. But this was fun. Everyone
Absolutely. You have a
else,
great rest of your night.
yeah, you too, and everyone else. We'll see you next week.